Some truth. Author unknown. This is all coming down by a long ago planned, orchestrated design, so it can be reset to the technocratic dystopian nightmare they have had in the pipeline from the beginning. It is so crucial for those with a genuine care for the truth to understand the Ordo ab Chao dissolution grift that is being played out on the world stage. There is nothing that is out there that the controllers in the shadows aren't perfectly happy with the population knowing. Most people know that politicians, for example, are corrupt, liars, and incompetent fools. This is all by design. It is exactly the same deal with all the revelations that are about Prince Andrew. It all has to come down for the long game to be achieved. The trust of the population in the World Health Organization, national health systems, big pharmaceutical organizations, healthcare, governments, and financial systems. And all such organizations that have long guided the public have to be shattered. This for one simple to understand reason: creating order out of chaos, the motto of the 33rd degree Freemasonry. They create a problem, in fact an illusion of a problem. They get the desired reaction of something must be done from the outraged and ground down populace, then they offer the solution. That has been the endgame from the start: a one world. This is why there is a one world freedom tower that looks like a vaccine syringe standing in New York in place of the twin towers they brought down deliberately on 9/11, the beast system government, the Hegelian dialect, playing off the side to create a synthesis. One strand of this certainly has been the COVID-19 vaccination. After Bloodline Boris lifted the draconian lockdown restrictions, false hope was given, and it turned out to be just as powerful as fear. It is all ultimately psychological warfare so they can walk in and take over. Restrictions have served the death cult's purpose for now. Targets have been met. I'd imagine the deadly fake vaccine will be pulled in the near future when new data and safety emerges. Once they've got their jabs inside enough people, then the appointed trusted figures will come forward and start to reveal the diluted truth about the damages of the vaccines. One of these first agents of change, I believe to be Dr. Asim Malhotra, a top NHS cardiologist. Trust the doctor, you know, it makes sense. These people don't care about any of us, and personally I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Those in the shadows are doing all of this so the population lines up and gives them what they wanted from the beginning. The system is systematically discrediting itself to create the conditions so a one world government can ride in on a white horse and sort the mess out like was planned in the shadows from the start. They need an illusion of opposition to get what they need. Dr. Asim Malhotra is clearly not against the vaccination, but he is against the COVID-19 vaccinations. This should tell people everything they need to know. Nothing good can come from a vaccine. This guy won't be the only one. This is still the early stages of the reveal, but we will see more of these appointed figures coming forward, given support by carefully selected individuals in the media, well-known faces that have suddenly woken up to the dangers and the fact that they were scammed with the vaccine, the virus, the lockdowns, and so forth. More and more this is going to seep into the media in the next several years as those pulling strings behind the orchestrated show move towards their scripted conclusion. I hope it isn't the case, but so many well-meaning people are going to be taken in by the long Hegelian drift in play, unless they see the bigger picture. From the start of the vaccine rollouts, plenty have blown the whistle on the easily proven danger of the vaccines, and all of this has been ignored by the mainstream. So surely the question that must follow: why is this starting to happen now and creep into the narrative? Because that was always the plan. The controllers own the mainstream media and pretty much all of the so-called alternative media. They put nothing out that doesn't serve their agenda. This is all coming out to create the chaos they need to advance to the next step. On top of the cost of living, imagine how wound up a physically and mentally ground down population would be if it was revealed to them that the governing bodies of the world have seriously and irreversibly harmed them. Those in the shadows want the populace to put their trust in the appointed revealers, telling them the truth The overlords know exactly how humans work. They know the psychological impact all of their revelations will have on people. We've been studied like rats in a lab from the beginning. People who've been heavily invested in the Rona PSYOP scam hoax, people who've been on the attack against the batshit crazy conspiracy theorists, trying to warn them from the get-go, and combined with the tighter and tighter twisting the screw of the cost of living, that is quite a psychological messed up soup for folk to get their heads around. This is all by design. So it is really not difficult to work out where this is planning to go. They need chaos and lots of it. More and more as they get closer to the finish line, so they can destroy the current prevailing society and culture and build back better in their nightmarish image.